Hello and welcome back to Full Force Combat. I'm Nathan and I'm delighted to be joined by the virtuoso Raphael Federico. How are you on this evening, Raphael?
All good. Bit tired to be honest from training and diet and everything. Camp is now almost done, so very happy with that.
And your fight, it's literally days away. How's it all going? How's the preparation going for that fight?
Yeah, so I did training camp in Thailand before the training camp for this fight, where actually I sparred Wojciech Cole, my opponent. We just had one round or maybe two. I don't remember much from it, but and then after that I came back home to Italy, and then I went to Leeds to IMA, a gym, a friend's gym, and I did the last month now here in SBG Ireland.
Mm.
That's where I'm
And so
staying at the
obviously,
moment. Yeah.
okay, so obviously you sparred your opponent. I mean, I know it was an opponent change, but did you almost when it was given to you, were like, oh, I know that guy?
Yeah, it's a bit better. I don't know if it's worse or better. It's kind of the same, to be honest. I think this guy is actually a little bit better, especially his ground game is better than Tichota's. I would say that Tichota, my last opponent that I should have fought, has better striking, but the other guy is a bit more dangerous on the ground. So slight strategy change, but more or less it's the same game plan for me.
Mm. And how does
So
that sorry, how does that happen? Like, how does that affect your preparation? Because that going from a fighter with a slightly different style, and now you're facing a guy who obviously you are actually familiar with, but again has different technical advantages.
yeah, I mean the training camp is never just focused on the guy. Obviously, we did a lot of techniques that I think would have worked with him. We drilled them a lot, but I spar all kinds of guys that are similar to Tichota, but similar also to Wojciech. So the preparation is just in general, to be honest, focusing more or less on myself to get fit, to get in the best shape possible, and then just the specifics, to be honest. And they don't change much. Like they both like to do similar stuff, so it, the strategy didn't change too much. Yeah,
And obviously
and
going all the
yeah,
oh sorry, do you have something?
no, yeah, I just remembered like they did. We just changed the opponent, so the camp was almost finished. So I couldn't really change anything, to be honest. So
Mm.
yeah.
Does that almost give you a bit of like just full on belief in yourself in a sense of like you can't worry too much about who your opponent is at the end of the day because in a moment it can just change like that, and so you've really just got to focus on your own game.
Yeah, I mean it's not the first time it happened. Pullouts happen all the time. This time I don't know why he pulled out. They say sickness. I don't know what exactly. So I'm kind of used to it. Obviously, I have to go fight, so I obviously have to focus on myself, especially on the like physical side. And you want to get the timing right. When I spar guys, they're never exactly like my opponent, so it's always kind of trying to figure out a certain style and trying to improvise in the moment. So yeah,
And just to go right back to the start, how do you end up in MMA? What's that story like? How do you become an MMA fighter that you are today?
so I started karate when I was 4 years old with my father. He's a black belt in karate. He then switched to jiu-jitsu, to Brazilian jiu-jitsu, because after he saw the first UFC fights, and he just acknowledged that jiu-jitsu was a more efficient martial art. And that's when I also started training. When I was 5, 6, maybe I started training Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Then I never had a real aspiration to become a jiu-jitsu star or something like that. But when I was 15 years old, I already knew MMA because we used to play the UFC game, UFC Undisputed, stuff like that,
Yeah.
on the PS2, PS3, and stuff like that. But I wasn't a fan. Like I didn't follow MMA at all. I like everyone else, I watched football. I used to play football as well a lot while training jiu-jitsu. And then when I was 15, I saw Dominic Cruz, his comeback fight on Facebook, and it just caught me by surprise. And I was like, that damn, that's nice. I really enjoyed watching that fight. It was so explosive and really nice grappling. And then I starting to watch like YouTube clips. I remember that there was a build up of like Conor fighting for the interim title against. Originally, he had to fight Jose Aldo, but then he fought Chad Mendes. And then I started to get into like Joe Rogan experience, and I was hooked. Yeah,
Mm. So that
that's
that's
also
pretty
how
good.
I learned English. Yeah,
Oh wow, okay. So
yeah,
you started, you were doing MMA really young, or parts of MMA really young, and then there was a
yeah,
big.
exactly.
Was there a gap in the middle of that when you're playing football and stuff, or were you always sort of going there after school and that?
Yeah, I just did everything at once. I even played the violin for a while, so I was fully booked out all the time as a kid. I did jiu-jitsu twice a week, football twice a week, and matches at the weekend or competitions at the weekend. And I just did so much after school. And yeah, then when I was 16, I started doing kickboxing as well. And it's another Italian fighter here at the moment. And I started kickboxing, and then when I was 19, I moved here to Dublin, to Ireland, and that's when I started training real MMA. Before I just did like kickboxing and jiu-jitsu, which was a pretty good base. I was a purple belt when I arrived here. Started to do like super fights, big competitions in Italy, and I was winning most of them. So I was getting like really good in jiu-jitsu, and then I kind of moved over to MMA. Yeah.
And do you think that that base of jujitsu and just doing it for so long, even if you sort of not accidentally, but it took a while for you to actually get into MMA as a whole, that really actually helped you because you're going to a sport where you've already you really know a skill set that is very important.
Yeah, my jiu-jitsu helped me out a lot. So when I started, I was like comfortable in most positions. Obviously, with the punches, it changes a lot because I was training a lot in the gi. You don't have the gi anymore, and I had to adapt my jiu-jitsu game to MMA. With the striking was a bit more rough. Like it took a while until I was comfortable also on my feet. And same thing with the wrestling. My wrestling was not that good back then. And then like slowly I was getting better everywhere, and I really enjoyed that aspect as well of MMA, that was so variable and I could train many different disciplines. Because like training jiu-jitsu all day every day, or like 6 7 times a week, it becomes a bit annoying even to me. So I like that switch up in MMA.
Mm.
Never
And
gets boring.
how do you end up? So obviously you say you moved to Dublin at 19. First of all, what's that like? Because I can imagine that being quite a culture shock at 19 going over. How did you adapt to that? And were there any ups and downs of being away from home that young?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like even when I think back now, I had not much life experience, and I just jumped on a plane. Like I came here before with my father for a couple of days just to see how the gym was, and we really liked the environment. And then I gave myself like 1 month. I put away some money. I worked as a waiter and as a lifeguard, and then I came here with like 5K in the bank. I gave myself 1 month to decide if I wanted to stay here or not. And then I found a job. After a week, I decided to stay here for good. I found a job. I found a place to stay. And but yeah, it was crazy because like I didn't have any friends here, and I didn't know anyone. And I
Mm,
started to get to know people in the gym. But the culture in Ireland and obviously England is similar, is very different to Italy. Because like
mm,
in Italy, people are very open, and they meet to go eat all the time for a coffee, like aperitivo, stuff like this. And obviously in Dublin, people are a bit more distanced, and this was a bit of a cultural shock for me in the beginning. Was I had a hard time finding friends and stuff like that. But
Mm.
here, for example, in Dublin, there's many Italian fighters as well, and that train here all the time, like this guy that just came here. And yeah, after a while, even at work, I found some friends, and then it was pretty good. The only thing that I can never get used to is the weather. The
Yeah.
weather, if I stay here for too long, I just get depressed. My Italian genes
Oh.
cannot handle the this kind of weather. It's always cloudy,
Mm.
it's always raining, not much sun, even in the summer. Like all my friends in Italy, they post pictures, of being at the beach and stuff like that. And here, I can't do anything.
That's it. I know
But
it's
it's good
raining
for
today.
training. Yeah.
I was going to ask. Obviously, I assume the weather would be the one thing you really miss from home, bar like obviously family and things like that. Is there something in Dublin though that you prefer to how it works in Italy and culturally? Is there anything you prefer there?
Yeah, I mean, the training is obviously very good. The
Mm.
reason for the training being so good also in England is because like there's not much to do, so people go train.
Mm.
Whereas back at home, as soon as it's summer or winter, people go skiing. In summer, people go to the beach. So the level is not that high because people don't take it as seriously as here. Big reason of that is also because you have a lot more to do in Italy than here, I would say.
Mm.
Whereas like here, usually people go either train or go partying. And obviously, if you want to be a fighter, you don't have much choice.
Mm.
And Dublin specifically is very good for like the work environment here, because like there's many big companies. Like I worked here in some good companies, like American YouTube, for example. I worked at YouTube.
Oh.
If you wanna like build your career here, it's a very good place to do it. In Italy, it depends a little bit where, uh, but it's not that easy there, definitely.
Mm. And has it always been SBG Ireland? Has that always been the gym, or was it almost a journey to finding that specific gym?
No, when I came here, I came directly to SBG, to the old place. Now they open up a really nice new gym, and I just like I've been loyal since the beginning to this gym. Yeah, I now switch a little bit. Just like I have a friend in Leeds, as I said before.
Mhm.
He has a good gym in Leeds. It's called IMA. Sometimes I go visit there, but when I do like longer camps, they usually come here. Yeah.
And what's it like working with John Kavanagh? Because I mean, he's a legend in MMA for obviously his work with McGregor and so on and so forth. What's it like working with him?
Yeah, I mean, he's the best coach I've ever trained with. He's I would say he's a genius. He just brings it down to the point. You have a question, he just solves it really quickly. When he gives you advice in the corner, it's very specific, it's very smart. Like you can just follow his advice blindly, you know,
Mm.
in MMA. And I trained all around the world, and I've never seen someone like him. And just in general, the gym environment is really good here. Uh, the people that the training is safe. People care about each other. Um, so yeah, I like the training here a lot. Also, very good fighters, as
Mm.
you probably know. Will Fleury trains here as well, the double
Mm.
champ in Oktagon. So yeah, can't complain at all.
And I was just about to ask, you're in Octagon currently, and Will Fleury is the double champ, going for triple champ status. Does that almost inspire you to see what he's achieved in Octagon and feel like you can do the same yourself?
Yeah, I mean, double champ is a bit difficult, especially Keita still being there. I don't know if I want to fight that guy. But yeah, it's definitely inspiring. Like if I've known Will now for a long time, and seeing him achieve all this is crazy, and definitely a good motivation for me. He's also gonna come over to Prague with me. He's gonna be in the corner, so
Oh, cool.
that will be cool. And
Mm.
yeah, the fight is not an easy one, so um, we'll try to get the finish regardless, and see what happens.
And obviously, you're going to this fight. You're going to be the away fighter. You're going to, the Czech crowd that they're raucous as anything. They're going to get behind him. Have you got any experience? Obviously, in your fight against Zelaya, you were the away fighter as well. What is that like going into an environment where you sort of know that a lot of these people want you to lose that are attending?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky situation. Like, I don't like it too much because, like, I like to entertain people. I like to be a fan favorite. I like to, give them a good show. Like I tried as well in Düsseldorf. Obviously, my performance was not good at all. Uh, so it sucks a bit for me. Uh, Also, that there will be like all Czech officials and staff, and obviously they want their guy to win. Uh, but yeah, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we will go in the cage, and the better man's gonna win. But yeah, it's not my favorite position to be in. Yeah.
Mm. And is there anything you learned from that Celaya fight that you want to take into this one, or just you've brought into your fight game as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, a big mistake in that fight was just taking it because I was sick basically the whole camp, and that's why I gassed out almost immediately. So big take from that is not to fight in that kind of a condition, And
Hmm.
in general, losing is not a great feeling, and it's probably the best motivation for training. So it helped me definitely to train on days when I didn't want to.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
and
also
and
try to build
obviously,
some muscle.
sorry.
'Cause
Oh,
I also try, sorry, I, I I try to put on some muscle because like Celaya was very big for a weight class. Doesn't matter this time because the guy wanted to catch weight, so he's definitely gonna be heavier than me. But let's see.
that's it. And is that almost taking a fight like that in that where you're not 100%? Is that almost like an MMA fighter has to do that at some point where they almost, they don't let the pride get the better of you in the future, or is that the lesson you took from that?
Yeah, it was a big ignorance. Obviously, I came from a winning streak. I also fought before and won when I didn't feel 100%. Obviously, you'll never be 100%, but I was maybe 80%. So you shouldn't fight if you feel like that. Uh, yeah, it was ignorance, maybe also, um, yeah, I would say ignorance, um, and being too confident, yeah, in my abilities. Um, gotta be realistic. And definitely it was very hard for me to say no. It crossed my mind many times. Should I fight? Should I not fight? Ah, it's gonna go well. It doesn't matter. But people then, I knew many people that bought tickets and flights that came from Italy to watch and stuff like that. So it puts a lot of pressure on you to turn up on fight day. But to be honest, when you're losing like that in front of all those people, it's not good anyways. So why fight at all? Unless obviously you think you should win.
And Oktagon are coming to Ireland next year, I believe. And obviously, we won't want to look past this fight yet. But when you saw that announced, did you almost think, I'd love to fight on that card? I'd love to be on that. And you get to almost be the home fighter in that, considering you've been in Ireland for so long now.
Yeah, I'd love to fight on the Dublin card. The Irish fans are always crazy. I've been to many events here, especially Bellator has been here many times, and the people go nuts. So I'd love to perform for Irish fans. A cool other event would be in Munich, because Munich is very close to my hometown, and lots of people I know would come watch. So
Mm-hmm.
that's two events I would definitely be happy to fight in. Yeah.
And have you got a dream arena that like sort of speaks to you and say, I'd love just a one day, all going well, love to have a fight here?
Yeah, in my hometown there is a hockey stadium, which would be very cool if we could ever have like an event there with Oktagon. Um, but yeah, not in the near future, definitely. But that would be very cool. in Italy, if Oktagon ever goes to Italy, also Verona would be very nice because they have like a Colosseum there where you could organize an MMA event. That would be huge. But yeah, if it happens, it would be in a couple of years, definitely, not very soon.
That's it. And what are your sort of ambitions for your career generally? You know, are you pushing for that? You want to be world champ, whether that be in Octagon or another promotion? Is that what you're looking at? And what sort of legacy are you looking to leave behind in MMA?
Yeah, to be honest, before I used to think like that, and I tried to change my mindset. I used to think, yeah, I want to be UFC champion. Obviously, I would like to, or Octagon champion. But one thing that Coach Kavanagh also told me is you have to go from fight to fight. Because
Mm,
like, what if I have the goal? Oh, I'm gonna be Octagon champ, and then I lose. It's like it breaks my whole vision, you know. And
mm,
if you go from fight to fight, small goals, one step at a time, it's way easier way to live, you know.
hmm.
So I don't focus on big goals. I try to go from small goal to small goal, and slowly, if it will be the time, fight for Octagon belt would be obviously very cool.
Yeah, and obviously, if you're taking it fight by fight, we have got this fight coming up against Cole in, I want to say 5 days time as we record this. What can we expect from this fight?
It's definitely gonna be a good fight because he's a very good grappler. He likes to engage in grappling a lot. I would say from myself that I'm also a very good grappler, and so the scrambles will be amazing. I would say that I'm the better striker, so it's gonna be a very interesting matchup. He has a very difficult style and body type. I don't like to fight stocky people that much. They're a
Mm.
bit annoying because they have no neck and no arms, so it's difficult to get a hold of them. And but hey, I train with stocky people all the time, and I'm kind of used to that. But still, I don't like it. Uh,
And do you have a general? I know it's a bit maybe a bit touch to ask, but do you have a prediction for this fight? Is there an idea, or are we just saying it's going to be a win for Raphael Federico?
yeah, prediction. I think he's gonna gas out. I think he's gonna go for takedowns. Maybe he even gets one, but he's gonna gas himself out trying to take me down. And I think um, a late finish, either a TKO or submission.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, that's my prediction.
Well, thank you so much for your time this evening, Raphael. Really appreciate it. How can the people find you if they want to keep an up to date with you on social media and so on?
You can find me mainly on Instagram, Raphael with PH underscore Federico MMA, or on YouTube, Raf Life. Also on Twitch, sometimes I stream, but in German. So uh, yeah, that's mainly it. Facebook for the older folks. You can follow me there as well.
Well, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time and best of luck for your fight on Saturday.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Peace out.